What's going on, you guys? Thank you for tuning in for another video the same day as last week's video. Now, if you guys saw last Friday's video, I was talking about cleaning the garage a little bit. Got all of my stuff that belongs to the CRX over there in that tote and kind of switched the rims over this way, so that section is a little more clear, and obviously all the crap on the floor is now gone. Don't want to bore you guys with more talk of the garage. Today we're going to be working on Joe's car. I was waiting for the weather to die down a little bit, although it wasn't even hot at all. I was just tired from cleaning the garage. So what we are going to be doing with Joe's car, guys, is we're going to be turboing it. Now, before I turbo the car, there are two things that I need to do first. One is to pull out his transmission and install a clutch that's going to hold some decent power. I mean, decent to me is over 300, but for Joe we need something that at least hold 250 horsepower. So if you guys remember a couple videos ago, I pulled this competition stage for 6-puck from the CRX, and I'm going to be using a twin disc for the CRX's new engine. So I pretty much sold this to Joe for a really great price. It is a brand new disc, so it's only got about maybe 2,000 miles on it, and it does have the matching competition pressure plate. So I'm going to be installing this in his car today, and also install his Walbro 255 fuel pump. Now, I may not get to the pump today, but at least in this video, that is the two tasks to knock out. And you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and get going on it so we don't go too deep into the night. And I gotta move my car out. Just realizing now that my driver's side window visor is gone. So here's a fun fact. The window visors that you guys see that are formed and fitted correctly to the wagon doors on anybody's car or on the market, I was the original creator of these window visors. Now, I partnered up with my buddy Martin, and Martin runs a shop that, you know, mold bumpers and stuff, like aftermarket body panels pretty much. And I went to the junkyard, cut these doors out, right? Took measurements of my OEM window visor, because I have an OEM set. I don't know if I've shown you this, but right there at the very top, right there, that little OEM Honda box, that's an OEM set of SH5 wagon door visors. It took half a year before the first production came in, and I sold that out within like two days, and they came in black. Then I took my OEM window visors to the shop and had them match a tint color of the OEM purple, and then I had these one made the third batch around. Now, I don't sell them anymore. They have been distributed through a whole bunch of other companies that pretty much rain on my parade. But one thing I didn't do was like patent it or branded it or something, so no proof that it is mine. But just so you guys know, I was the original creator of the Civic Wagon window visors. Now I am needing a driver's side, right side, front right side, because I'm right-hand drive. You guys know what I need to do? I need to hide my phone, because I catch myself using my phone a lot when I'm working by myself. Though I do still get things done. Hour and 45 minutes later, we have the transmission out. So guys, the clutch in this car is like an Exetti stage 1 replacement, and it grabs really good, and it doesn't slip whatsoever with this B20 motor, and there's really nothing wrong with it. So this is going to be like a spare clutch just kind of sitting around for whatever reason, because, you know, I like hoarding anyways. So I'm going to go ahead and just throw the clutch and the pressure plate back on, slap the transmission back on, and then reverse the whole process of removing and replacing the clutch, I suppose. And I want to at least start taking the fuel tank out and you know, replacing the stock one for the 255. And obviously I wanted to make sure everything is working and running before we start touching the turbo kit, which will be covered in another video. But I want to at least get this all done before we lose the daylight, and right now the weather's feeling really nicely, so let's get to it. Check out Weekend Bandit right here. This fool's freaking got no shirt on right now. We got Lazy Man Garage, we got Chris Sadowski, and then we got Weekend Bandit right here. Goddamn, man, put a shirt on, bro. Joe did a great job of converting all his lights to LED. The clarity on this thing is so perfect. As you guys just saw, I don't have the radiator in the car. That is because his stock radiator is broken. It was leaking a lot of coolant coming here, and the stock radiator has a tendency to separate the core from the plastic. Joe has a Skunk 2 half rat that's going to be going in place of the stock one, and also to kind of help clear up some space under the hood for the turbo kit. I left it off because I prefer to kind of throw the turbo kit in place without a lot of the stuff in the way, and then you know, once the turbo kit everything is in place 100%, we'll fit the radiator, fit the stock fan, and probably gonna have to modify the shroud a little bit because the shroud on the stock fan is pretty big. I have the car parked backward right now because tomorrow I'm gonna take care of the fuel pump. I just noticed that the way the new exhaust is ran is under the subframe, so I'm gonna have to remove the exhaust, or at least drop it and have enough free play to drop the tank, because typically EF goes around passenger side and then it goes over the control arm, and then the tank has a straight shot of coming down. But because this one goes under the subframe, it's actually under the fuel tank as well too. So I'm gonna wrap it up for tonight, guys, clean up, and we'll continue this tomorrow. And I didn't even see the Walbro 255. It's somewhere, but we'll get to it tomorrow, so we'll see you in the morning. All right, guys, next day here, and before we get started with the fuel tank, I want to clarify this with you guys again. Now, the front wheel drive model wagon behind the driver's side rear seat, the RT four-wheel drive model has an access door for the fuel pump. The front wheel drive model does not. So just want to show you guys really quickly. It's supposed to be right there, you can see, and we're going to be taking out the fuel tank to access the fuel pump assembly on the tank. So I got the car already jacked up right here and as high as possible. Now I'm looking at this, and man, why the fuel pump got to be so far forward? So I was talking about how the wagon exhaust, because this car does come four-wheel drive, the exhaust is made to go under the subframe and then, you know, into the box and out the driver's side. So the way this is designed, it's literally right under the fuel tank. And on the CRX sedan hatch model, it goes 90 this way, 90 this way, over the control arm, then the box, then out. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to take off the rubber hanger in hopes of being able to drop this exhaust, you know, like closest to the ground, so we don't you know, get in the way of trying to drop the fuel tank to get to the fuel pump. But I'm not really going to show you guys this process because it is kind of complicated being underneath the car like I am right now, but pretty simple. You have this rubber hose, it's for the feed tube to the gas door, and these little J hooks right here, I believe it may be a 14 mil nut. So two of them here, you just loosen them up and have the tank supported by the jack, and then you unhook the J right from the frame, and then these hooks are going to be hanging down here with the straps, and then the tank is going to, you know, obviously go down once you release the jack a little bit. And then on this end there's going to be like the return hose and a couple little fittings up there, and then you got to go to the passenger side seat and open up the cap to release the harness. Or actually, you don't even have to do that. So yeah, I'm going to drop the fuel tank right now, and then we'll show you when we take out the fuel pump and its assembly from the fuel tank. It smells like skunk. Alright guys, so I took off this cover for the sending unit, and I pretty much took all the bolts off from the fuel pump hanger from this hole, because the exhaust is still in the way. You can see right there the tank is still being held up, and I can't squeeze my body underneath to reach that. So I was able to remove everything off right here, and it should be able to come off now. I just blew all that dust and stuff that was sitting around here. So here is this ginormous stock wagon fuel pump, and I have one of these somewhere else for my brother's car because he has a Walbro in his. For whatever reason, if this failed or whatever the case, we have just something to throw back in temporarily until we get a new one, or just get a new one if you prefer. But we're going to be running a Walbro 255. This is plenty for what Joe is trying to do. We have the correct filter kit. Now this is the first time that I'm seeing this rubber thing come with the kit. I've never seen a Walbro kit come with this piece. I've always reused the stock one, but we'll kind of see how that goes, because again, the filter kit is, it's so random with these kits. Sometimes it sits the other way or this way, but I'm trying to keep it the same fashion. So depending on how this sits on here, we'll figure out if we can use that or we're going to have to retain the stock one. But we're going to install this now. I'm not going to show you this because you guys have seen it in Tyga's CRV turbo video, so I'm just going to do it now, and here you go. There you have it. Got the Walbro kit installed with the EF filter kit. Now if this is specifically an EF kit, I used everything that came out of the bag. Now the kit from Street Factory for some reason didn't come with the plug, but I had an AEM unit that we threw in my cousin's car, which was already wired for a Walbro, and I had this plug lying around, so it's all crimped into place. Everything is nice and tight, completely bolted down, and now we're going to throw this back into the car, guys, and hopefully it works. Alright, we're just checking to make sure the pump is working and we don't have any leaks. Oh, it's working. Prime it again. All right. All right, it's time to flip the car around and get it ready for tomorrow, because tomorrow we're doing the turbo kit. So I'm having Joe kind of feel the clutch a little bit because he's never driven anything unsprung. But how does it feel?
Well, it grabs for sure.
Oh, it grabs right off the bottom, but it's not too crazy on the stiffness.
No, it's not bad. No, the stiffness is. It's not too different from. Yeah, it's not too different from the Exetti that came out of here. It doesn't hesitate.
Yeah. All right, get it on the driveway before it gets too hot, because you know there's still ain't no radiator on there. Yeah. So the thing about the unsprung clutch, it has more chatter to it, and I was just showing him that a second ago, but nothing too crazy. The first segment to Joe's car is done. We got the clutch, stage 4 competition 6-puck, and we got the Walbro 255 installed. The car obviously, you just saw, we turned it on, ran it. No leaks, no smell of fuel whatsoever. Pump is priming really nicely. I was a little skeptical about the filter system because Walbro always makes one that's so off from the stock one. So regardless, the filter is touching the bottom of the tank, so hopefully it'll suck up all of the tank. Joe likes to drive his gas to like empty, you know what I mean? So that is going to be the end of this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Definitely give it a thumbs up, and if you guys want to stick around for the turbo kit install, which I am going to do tomorrow, I'm sure I have everything to do it tomorrow, but regardless, we're going to do it tomorrow, guys. So be sure to hit the subscribe button, stick around for that, because I know it's going to be, well, I mean, I know you're excited for it, right? I hope you guys are too. But with that being said, guys, thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.